Hey, good evening, everybody. It is 5 o'clock on September 3rd, 2025. We're here with another episode of Right Side Pride Podcast. I'm here with my trusty co-host, Angela. Not so trusty, depending on what day of the week we're looking at. We have a special guest with us today. I'm, of course, Hector, your host. Special guest is DJ. We're going to let her tell us. She's on the show today, and it's going to be a really good show. We have some good questions lined up for DJ, and we'll just kind of hop into it. Tell us a little bit about yourself and kind of why you're why how you were intrigued into coming onto the show, and what did Angela do to bribe you?
Well, she says the check's in the mail, so I keep looking. But yeah. So I tried out for the Women's Professional Baseball League. Kind of how I stumbled across it. It was like 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. That bathroom break happened, and I got up, looked at my phone to make sure no important calls, like mom didn't call or something, and got a little screen time with one of the social media platforms, and it came across my screen. I just scrolled up it, and I was like, whatever. And I was like, wait a second. Like, my one eye closed, one eye open, looking at it, going, wait, hang on, go back there. What did that say? You're looking for people women to play baseball? So I clicked on it, opened up the other eye, and yeah, I submitted right there and then. I submitted an application, and I had no expectations that they were going to call me back, or I should say email me, because I'm 57. So at the time I was 56, and I thought there's no way, but you know what? I know the answer if I don't try. So I tried. A week and a half later, I got an email that says, congratulations, you have been confirmed a spot. And at that point, that it got real. So I ended up getting 3 coaches, and one for the field, one for hitting and pitching, and then the other one for physical fitness. They got me into shape. They got me very competitive. The only thing I wish I had another month to work on, because I'm a pretty decent pitcher, but I couldn't showcase it because I haven't pitched in so many years. So that would be a little too much to take on. But I competed, and I think I was one of the top tier folks. But the reality is I'm also 57. So there's that. But I would not change the world. And if they had another tryout, I would submit my application again, and I would do it again. Mainly because because it's such a great experience. I met some amazing, fantastic ladies that I'm still friends with. And so there it is in a nutshell.
That is awesome. Hey, can I ask you real quick? You submitted your application. Did it ask for a resume?
So it asked for
your background.
So it asked for your age. It asked for your experience in softball and baseball. It asked if you had any videos or anything, and I didn't have video. I played softball for a while, and I didn't have video of me playing, so I never had a chance to upload it then. But I did have several years experience in both baseball and softball. And I played baseball in the 70s when girls didn't play baseball, and that was a bit of a ruckus, and some challenges that my mom had to kind of overcome with the school and some of the parents. But once I was in, the whole other challenge is that I was left-handed, so I was the only left-hander on the team as well. So that created another interesting hurdle, but we were able to overcome all of that stuff, and I played from 3rd grade to 8 years old, all the way up to, or I should say 8, 9, all the way up to 13. But the boys, they got bigger, they got stronger, and they got faster than I did. And my mom finally said, "Hey, why don't we take a pause on this?" So when I see women playing baseball, I'm just so proud of them for trying to kind of crack that nut, because it does take a special type of energy to get out there and make it happen.
I think baseball is definitely you have to be of the major sports. You have obviously football, basketball, baseball, hockey-ish to a point. I think baseball, you have to be the most athletic. I think you could take a baseball player and put them on a basketball court or a football field and they can compete. I'm not sure you could do it the other way around, taking your average, basketball player or football player and put them on a baseball field and 90 would go right by them. They're not touching the ball.
Yeah, it's interesting you say that. So part of my training was actually to bat against D1 and just signed pro baseball pitchers with the boys. I should say men, I should say. And the balls are coming in at 90 mile an hour. I got hit by a 90 mile an hour ball. Let me tell you, it made my head spin. But
where did it get
it
you?
got me in the head. It hit the rim of my hat.
Oh.
Took my helmet, just spun it all off. I fell to the ground. Everyone was like, "Oh my gosh!" I'm like, "Yeah, let's not hurt me. Let's not hurt me." I got tryouts in a couple weeks, but it was an accident. They were all there to continue to perfect their skill sets, and he threw a breaking ball and it didn't break. So breaking ball at 90 mile an hour. There it is. But
wow.
But it's great to play against that kind of caliber because it just makes you a sharper person. And then when I go to play with the women, seeing balls that are coming across the plate at 70, 75, or maybe even an 80 mile an hour looks like a slow pitch. So I feel very fortunate to be able to do that.
I've always thought it's better. My coach, the good coaches I had, always said, play up. If you've got an opportunity to play in a better league, a better division, against a better team, do it. Who cares if you win or lose? Do it. You'll get better in the long run.
Yeah, exactly. You always want to challenge yourself.
When you mentioned at the beginning that your parents had to overcome some obstacles to get you in to play when you were young, and did you run into any of that? Like when you were practicing with these guys, with the guys, did they was there any attitude about, this is a joke, you don't belong here because you're not a guy? Did you run into any of that, or were they like, come on, let's get her in there, let's go, let's get her?
So it's interesting that you say that. So originally when I started looking for coaches, 2 or 3 of them declined. They said, this is a joke. Like, no. Just go to our regular session. And I explained to them, actually, no, it's legitimate. So when I found the 3 coaches, they were not skeptical at first, but they were like, okay, like kind of filling it out. But then they researched it themselves and they're like, dude, this is legit. I'm like, I know. So they were in it to win it. They really were gunning for me. And the one pitcher hitter coach that I have, he was like, I want you to get on this. Like you've got the talent. Like this is amazing. You can do it. And so they were all very supportive. And but that awesome. One particular coach was no, you got this. And then my running coach was also my field coach. He's also was like, you've got the speed. You're not running like a 57-year-old. You have the speed and you have the knowledge. You got the wisdom. Like you're going to be a good competitor. So I feel blessed by these coaches.
That's
and
awesome.
They're semi-pro coaches too. They were in the they compete for at the national level, but they're at semi-pro.
How many teams are in this in the league that's going to be coming up?
So right now, I believe they secured 6, but they're looking at 10.
Okay.
So I'm hoping 10 because that means that's another tryout.
Yeah. Next year, next season.
Yeah. God willing.
You were you said, Don, you said you were a pitcher. That's your forte. That's what you like. What's your pitch? What's your best pitch?
So fastball is one of my. I'm pretty good at fastball. But again, I haven't pitched in a long time, so it'd take me a while to get that back. I thought about just preemptive going and trying to kind of perfect it just in case that opportunity comes up. I also have a pretty decent curveball. But again, I haven't practiced it in years. I'm probably going to say close to 15 years, maybe even 20. So it would take a little bit for me to get back into it.
Learn knuckleball and you can throw till you're 112. Like,
That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
Knuckleballs they're good.
One of the Negros. Is it Phil? Joe? Which one threw the knuckleball? Joe?
Joe Negro, I think, but also
Charlie Huff?
what's his name? Dickey. I forget his. He had like R.A. Dickey, I think was his name. He played for Toronto. He used to throw,
yeah.
regular fastballs, whatnot. Then he just changed his whole repertoire. Started a knuckleball. Won a Cy Young with it. He had a really amazing story too. He was like abused as a child, like sexual abuse and stuff, and ended up in the major leagues and everything. When does this start? Like, when is everything rolling out and seasons start and all that kind of stuff?
So May 2026 is when the month that they're looking at. Locations I don't think has been announced yet, but it will be in May.
Are they going to be in set cities, or like the AUSL where they just like they're kind of barnstorming?
I'm not quite sure, actually. I'm not sure what their intent is. I feel like there might be 2 cities that they're looking at kind of hunkering down in. But right now, some of the cities that I remember would be like DC, Boston, Atlanta, I think was on the list.
I thought I read it was all like East Coast, Northern.
Yeah, but
tier.
I also saw some California locations too. But again, nothing I don't think ever's come out to be 100%. These are the teams. But I do know that they've got 6 confirmed and another 4 that they're trying to cities to get on board with this concept.
Do you know if is it going to be played in major league stadiums, or is it going to be a kind of maybe a build up to that, or what types of stadiums do you think they'll be played in?
So it hasn't been announced, but I do hope it's in major league stadiums. The women's deserve that.
That would be nice.
That would be amazing.
Yeah.
I do have a question. I guess just because of how the WNBA is now and where it started, and they're obviously growing because you have a couple of players that are bigger names now. I say a couple. Caitlin Clark mainly, right? She's really brought the WNBA kind of to the forefront. How do you see the comparison between baseball and the WNBA? Like, with women coming in, obviously there's going to be people saying, "Oh, women can't do that," et cetera, shouldn't be doing that. How do you just kind of shut the naysayers up?
Just play ball. Just play ball. There's always gonna be naysayers, and if you worry about that, you can't worry about your game. You only have capacity.
Right, just block out the noise and
just play ball. Yeah, there's always gonna be naysayers. People are always gonna talk about you.
Tell them grab a bat. Tell them grab a bat and get in the batter's box.
Exactly. Let me see your resume.
Exactly. Yeah, I just again, there's in anything that's new, and I know it's kind of not so much new because it's been what 50, 60 years since
80.
It's almost.
Has it been 80?
Was it 1949?
Oh, wait, it ended in the 50s, right?
I think they stopped at like the late 50s, or no, the early 50s. So it's been 70 plus years.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and you got to meet
Maybell.
What's her name at the tryouts?
Yeah.
Yes, one of the originals.
Let's go. Yep. They are. Boy,
how was that?
Man, that's like ordering a second serving of ice cream and you wanted it, but you didn't want to go get it. It's like, holy smokes. That was so amazing. She is full of energy. She is, for 98 years old, she is bouncing around, just baseball. It was awesome. Both of them.
That's
Both
awesome.
of them were amazing ladies, and a delight to talk to.
Well, that is so cool. I'm glad to see they were there, that they're still out there pushing for women's baseball, and I just got to be there for you, for everybody, and they got to be there for them too.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, all the players were there for them.
Yeah. And I can't even imagine how they feel, playing back in the 40s and all the resistance that they had back in the 40s. And then they're bringing it here, 2025, right? Like, here we are a whole nother century later, and they're still in it to win it. I love it. It gives me chills.
Yeah.
Do you know if there is going to be any kind of partnership with Major League Baseball to kind of help to get things going, whether it's like subsidizing things or whatever the case may be, to kind of get that ball rolling?
I don't not in on that. I'm not quite sure what their strategy is for the future. But wouldn't that be awesome if they kind of paired up with the Major League Baseballs and be able to kind of like have the two teams? That would be pretty cool.
Yeah. Yeah, like the NBA, there's a tie-in like the Lakers and the Sparks.
Right. Yeah.
They could do the Dodgers and the Doyers or something for the Dodgers. I don't know.
Yeah. No, that would be
the
pretty
Astros
cool.
and the Cans, something like that.
Yeah. So
no, not the Cans.
So I think they're going to try it out this year or the 2026 and see if it can generate the energy and the momentum. Hopefully people will go watch them. I think it'll be in a fantastic game. They're going to be playing in a regular sized field. It's not like Little League baseball. It's legit fields with 90 feet between bases and 60 feet from the mound. So it's going to be pretty fun.
Hey, DJ, so you were playing ball as a kid, and then fast forward, a couple of, 10, 20, 30 years. What was going on between then?
Let's see here. Fast forward.
What was what yeah, after, let's say, high school?
Oh, well, so I was in the military for 35 years. So I joined when I was 17. My parents had to sign for me. Went in shortly after my 18th birthday, and I was enlisted for 14 years. Did missile maintenance, aircraft maintenance, flight engineer on the planes. Then I became an officer and a pilot, and the rest of the time was an officer. And I've done, flew many aircrafts, been across many wars, and been a commander of many things, to include, a commander of how do I say this? It's a joint force commander that protects two presidents and a prime minister for the Americas talks down in Mexico years back when President Obama was in, and then I've been a director of strategy, and I've done a lot of really cool things. But I got out because my dad got dementia, and my mom, while she can handle it, and my brother and sister were there as well. But it got to a point having that extra person was kind of required. So I made a life-changing decision. Otherwise, I'd probably still be in the military. Retired as a colonel, and I got out because I wanted to get to know my parents. I didn't know my parents, so being able to be there for them, specifically my father, for the last 3 years, that was pretty cool. That was pretty cool. I was able to resolve a lot of things because we all have childhood trauma, but was able to resolve a lot of things, but also see him from a different perspective. And that was very enlightening for me and for my mom as well. So it was pretty cool.
So first off, I want to ask a question about your military service, but I want to ask you about taking care of your father. Was there any guidance for that? Did you have, like, what I'm getting at is you wrote a book about this.
I did write a book about it. I did. In fact, it's only a couple.
I'm currently reading it.
Are you? Oh, yeah.
Yes, I am. As soon as when we talked last time, I got off the phone and I bought it, and it's a great how to.
Yeah. So
Thank you for that.
thank you for reading it and purchasing it. Yeah, I tell you, I wish I would have had a little bit more guidance. There was a lot of times I was navigating uncharted territory, and what I realized is that you can get books that have like a little piece here and a little piece here. But I feel like my book tells a story and also it gives you instructional stuff too. So it's a good blend of, hey, yeah, so let me give you an example. Like this happened and I didn't know what to do, nor did my sister. We just kind of like tried to figure it out. But we also had some pitfalls that we fell in and gravitated to some of those pitfalls and said, hey, don't do this. This is not good. In fact, chapter 5 is a good one. No one likes the legal stuff, but unfortunately the legal stuff is what gets you in trouble. So I really kind of focus on like, look, I'm trying to make it as simple as possible. No one likes this except lawyers. So, but get smart on it. It's important.
It lit a fire under me. I'm in the middle of the advanced directives and stuff like that for Angel, my wife and I.
Yeah.
So,
yeah. If you have any questions, let me know.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Just leave everything to me except for your debt. We're good to go. Problem solved.
I love it.
Buddy won't allow it. My boss won't allow that.
It's funny you had mentioned the book. The whole time she was talking about everything, I was like, she should write a book. And then you say like she'd written a book. So I was like,
wrote a book.
I had no idea. I literally had no idea that you'd written a book, and I was just thinking that all needs to be like put on paper somewhere.
There it is.
That is awesome.
Yep. Yeah, it's a
wow.
Hey, if it's okay with you, can we put a link to purchase that?
Absolutely.
On the
absolutely, I appreciate it.
And stuff. Okay, cool.
My whole thing is at the end of the book, it tells people share this book. Like it's not about money for me. It's about really getting people in the right mindset because for me, I spend the first 2 chapters kind of talking about childhood stuff that I kind of had to work through myself to be a better person to help my mom and my dad. And I kind of go through it by telling different stories and kind of trying to put the shoe in the other foot. Like, okay, I can't imagine growing up being him. So it's important that as a caretaker or a caregiver, you get your mind right and have a right perspective so that the experience is the best it could be for you and for the person that you're trying to take care of. So
that's very well spoken. Thank you for that.
Absolutely.
Okay, I want to ask you about your military service. You mentioned you were a pilot and you flew many craft. What was your favorite plane to fly?
Wow. If I could fly a plane, it's that plane. I love flying. It was awesome.
The one you're in.
I'm in. Yeah. So my first plane I flew with the 193rd Special Operations out of Harrisburg, PA, Pennsylvania. Mm-hmm. And so it's actually in Middletown, Harrisburg Airport. And it's a C-130, a big plane, 4 engines.
Spectre?
We had a lot of fun.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, I graduated pilot training right before the specialty training right before September 11th. No, it was right after September 11th, 2001. And I got home, and literally a couple days later, they're like, okay, usually you get home and you get season training. Could be up to 6 months of season training. But this was only a couple days, maybe a week or 2. And they're like, see ya. They sent me overseas. And I was like, wait, aren't I supposed to get qualified? They're like, Omni, you're good. See ya.
You are. There you go. You're qualified.
Yeah.
Go.
They put me with an amazing command pilot. He was also an instructor pilot. I learned a lot. You learn by fire hose. I mean, the information is just coming after you, and you just kind of have to grab what you can, and then the next day you just grab a little bit more, and you just keep grabbing. More stuff falls off, but you just get up there and you just keep grabbing every day, and and eventually it all sticks.
One of my favorite roller coaster rides is the combat landing in a C-130.
Nice.
That's a hoot.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Wheels touch, you throw it in reverse. Put on the brakes. Yep.
The- yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's fun.
Yeah, I loved it.
Yeah.
So the other thing in the military, for the Pennsylvania Air National Guard, I was the first female flight engineer and pilot that they had. So that was pretty cool too.
In the history of the Pennsylvania Air Guard?
Yes.
That is something.
Yeah. That was pretty cool. And it came with its lumps as well. But if you worry about what people say, then you can't do your job. Just do your job. Don't worry what people say.
You know, go ahead.
The fact that you kind of brought that in leads me to, I'm kind of going to veer back to baseball a bit, but the whole, the first woman there, I just wanted to talk about Jen Powell for a bit, the umpire, the female umpire. Kind of your thoughts on, number one, on her first strike call on the very first pitch. I'm a little upset about that, but it had to be a strike, right?
I thought it looked good.
You can't see out of one eye and you're blind in the other. But just your thoughts on her and kind of the barriers and how long she spent in the minors and, to finally make it, and be able to really just pave the way for a lot of younger women who, may have an eye for the sport but can't play it.
Right.
It's
right. Yeah. I mean, it's the tenacity and that keeps people going, and good on her. Of course, I didn't see that first pitch, so now I'm gonna have to go Google that and take a look at it because I gotta.
It's inside by about this much. Like, yeah, it's.
Hector was a catcher. Just by the way, Hector was a catcher.
I'll have to go take a look at it and text you and let you know. But any woman who is breaking. When you have the passion and the drive and the dream for something, you just keep going for it. And eventually someone's going to break it because someone's going to have all the stars are going to align, whether it's, they just have that particular talent, that talent. Sometimes you could be the best, but sometimes it's met with a bit more resistance that you can't break through. So sometimes you need just a crack to bust through it. All that stuff matters. But what you don't want to do is you don't want to beat yourself. You don't want to listen to the naysayers that you were talking about earlier. You don't want to listen to them because unless you gain your energy from them, that fuels you to go forward, block them out because there will always be naysayers. So, but I'm happy that that a woman is breaking through that because it's umping. You just have to have that critical eye and understand the rules and be confident in what you're calling.
Yeah, especially at that level.
Especially at that level.
It's everything is just so so fast.
Yeah. And umps, we're all human. Umps can make mistakes as well, and that's why we have the camera where they go back. Okay, well, let's go back and review it. So if that is allowed in that particular sport, that's a great opportunity. But then the umps just go, okay, well, when I saw it, this is what I saw, but a camera showing you from that angle something different, and we're going to go with that.
That's a great way to look at it. I'm not a proponent of the cameras. I like the human factor.
Yeah, me too. I don't like the cameras either because the cameras don't necessarily see the same angle that the human eye sees, if that makes sense.
Right.
Unless that camera is like right in your eyes.
So I wanted to, I downloaded the first pitch. I have it loading right now. I want to pop it up here and let y'all watch it so I can see your reaction live. It's still downloading, but I think that I miss the days of, the Lou Pinellas getting out there and kicking dirt and, the entertainment
Billy
side of
Martin's.
it. Not Sparky Anderson.
Yeah, Sparky. He'd get out there and chew the dirt.
For the Orioles, I don't
Oh,
Earl
Weaver,
Weaver.
Earl Weaver.
Yes.
Oh
Yeah.
my
Oh, he
God.
was a
Yeah.
hoot. But I'm gonna play this right quick, and
Okay.
you can.
One even had the umpire face mask up there ready to go in the stands. So more history today. Joey Wentz is ready. We hope you're ready. And here we go. Joey Wentz likes that first call from Jim Powell.
He'll take it, and I wonder if they're going to take the baseball.
Well,
I guess not. I thought that maybe that would be kind of a big one. There we go. Now we got it figured out.
Yep.
all right.
Yep.
I thought it was
So that
That's a strike.
that was the first pitch.
That's a strike.
Good on her. Come
Thank
on.
you.
Because it curved. It went across the plate and it curved right into his glove.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
that's a strike.
Thank you.
Um,
Thank you.
I don't think that the batter was going to swing. I mean, the pitcher could have put it right over the middle of the plate. I don't think there was any swinging on that first
No.
pitch, just because it was such a historic pitch.
Yeah.
It would. I'm sure it's in Cooperstown. That baseball is in Cooperstown now, and not on her mantle.
Yeah. You would
Which it
think.
should
I
be.
would think so.
But yeah, I think it's great. The bringing back of women's baseball, and
Yeah.
just it's hopefully it doesn't get all of the bad energy, which it's going
Yeah.
to. There's going to be people that are
Naysayers.
Yeah.
I want to know, number one, do they know like team names and stuff yet?
I don't think so.
Are they going to
Yeah,
kind
I
of?
think they're all going to they're going to work that out. So the drafts are in October. So we had the tryouts.
Okay.
The powers to be will pick the draft. The draft will occur in October, and then there's practices planned, and then it's game on in May. So from October to May, I think all that stuff's going to get washed out, or washed out. No, how's that saying? Come out in the wash. It's all going to come out in the wash. So
Yeah.
and I look forward to it. I think we've got some great talent, and it's going to be a great game. No matter whatever or wherever it's at, it's going to be a great game.
Yeah, I agree. I'm looking forward to it. I've been watching videos online of the players who tried out, and I guess some of them have posted videos before from their past, and there's some talent. There's some good ball playing going on, and I can't wait to see it on the field.
Yeah. It's going to be super exciting. Not only for the girls or the women, that are playing, but also for anybody that comes and watch it, because it's going to be awesome.
Yeah, it's going to grow, I hope.
Yeah.
Hey, I want to ask you, we talk politics here. I want to ask you about, have you run across politics in sports in your experience? It's pure sports,
all
right?
about sports. And it should be.
The way it should be.
That's the way it should be.
Right.
Throwing a ball has nothing to do about politics. Who cares? Like, what I care about, can you hit the ball? Can you field the ball? Can you throw the ball? Do you understand what it takes to steal second? Do you understand what it takes to, get a double play? Like, that's the important stuff. And it's about creating that team cohesiveness and watching each other and making sure each other are not getting hurt or whatever in baseball. So, yeah, there's no room for politics in sports, period, in my personal opinion.
I know Hector and I agree. We're in agreement. We've had some run-ins with the local Pride League here over that. They want to inject politics into it. I don't care what politics they believe in. The focus is it's softball. Let's focus on softball.
Yeah, exactly.
Off the field, do whatever you want. I don't care.
Exactly.
But no politics on the field.
Exactly. And people are, you want to be around good people. It doesn't matter. Politics doesn't have a place in that. Good people are good people, period. And especially if they're playing ball. Softball or baseball or any other ball.
Any sport.
What city are you located in? Like what area?
Right now in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania.
Okay. Do you ever make it down and watch the speaking of politics and sports, the congressional baseball game. Have you ever been down and watched
Oh
that?
yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Really?
We've done
That'd be fun to
we've
watch.
done that. We've done see what's the softball? They have a congressional softball thing too, I think.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
do.
Yeah, because I was supposed to play with them a couple times. They asked me to play because I actually play softball down in DC as well, and I actually signed up for baseball down in DC for the gosh, what's the name of their league? It's the Eastern Baseball. So I'm hoping to do that next year. So I'll do softball and baseball. We'll see how that works out.
And you're going to the Asana World
I
Series
am.
too, right?
I am. I'm going to be playing with
That's
the
awesome.
DC League team. It's a Hot Glove Summer is the team I'll be on. I think we're playing D division. Yeah.
Awesome.
That's
Yeah.
cool.
It should be a good time.
That is
And
cool.
it's in Myrtle Beach, isn't it?
It is.
I think.
It is. I'm going to head
Yeah.
down, I think, the 13th
Yeah.
and play some cornhole on that Tuesday and then play ball Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and hopefully Saturday.
You could
So
play
you'll be.
challenge Hector to a cornhole and whoop his ass.
Yeah, I get in trouble with that. We had a fundraiser a few months ago for the World Series for International Pride Softball or NAGA, that side of things, the open division.
Yeah.
And afterwards, the fundraiser was over. We're still kind of playing around, and one of my teammates from Austin, Texas, he plays with tournaments with us stuff. So we start betting, and then of course, there was alcohol involved, and betting happened, and I'm stubborn a little bit, and $200 later, I'm still trying to and finally they came and took the cornhole away. They're like, y'all are done. We're like, okay. That was probably the best thing that happened to me. But
You shouldn't have been
I
doing that. I thought I taught you a lesson in Memphis. We
I
were at
don't
the Asana meeting in Memphis earlier, and I kicked his ass.
I love it.
I don't know my limits when it comes to betting. The next one's always the one that's going to win. Um, but no, it was a fun time. So while you're in Myrtle Beach, we'll be in Houston, Texas, with the humidity and just swamp assing away up down here. So thankfully we're pretty used to it, so it's not too bad.
I like it. I like it. It's probably gonna be hot there too. Just have a
Yeah.
little bit of
Let's
the
just
ocean breeze.
run down to the beach and take a dip, Yeah.
Exactly. Exactly.
Hey, DJ, if from your pitching standpoint, if you could face any batter, softball, baseball, whatever, who would you want to have in a box in front of you?
Someone that strikes out a lot.
And it
Make my life easy.
Rob Deere.
Make my life easy.
I went to high school with Rob Deere. He had the strikeout record for a couple of years. Okay, as a batter, who would you like to face?
The slowest pitcher.
The slowest pitcher.
No. You know what?
I would love to know, like a Nolan Ryan or Satchel Paige or Walter Johnson.
Walter Johnson. Yeah, that would be a good one. Yeah.
Yeah.
That
would be something.
For me, it's more about I don't know. I love those fastballs. If they've got a pretty decent fastball,
Yeah.
I'd be okay with that.
Is that your pitch to hit?
I like it. I like it out. I like it outside.
Yeah,
outside and fast. Yeah.
Really?
Or across the plate.
What are your thoughts? What are your thoughts on kind of the old school players versus the powder puffs that we have now in Major League Baseball? I get it; they're getting paid a lot more money and everything, but you see all of these different surgeries and Tommy John on literally everybody has. If you don't have Tommy John surgery yet, it's get in line because you're going to have to get it, right? But you never heard about any of this stuff in the past. Is it because it wasn't happening, or it was happening, but there was no social media to get it all out there? Or, I mean, what are your thoughts on that?
so it's layered. So I think it's layered in ways that, so back in the day, I think it's raw talent. I think that they went out there and they did it, like sheer grit, right?
Mhm.
You went through the pain and just did it. You didn't have today's technology. You didn't have decades of research. You didn't have um, uh, the physical fitness training that we have today. I mean, they're so particular and so precise on, like, okay, here's how your feet are going to have to be, right? You know,
Mhm.
train yourself to run this way. It's the fastest way to run. They didn't have that stuff back then. They didn't have the bats that we have today. They aren't pitching 106 miles an hour from a 60-foot thing. And the guys aren't
Yeah.
6'7", 6'6", where when their arm
Right.
stretches, that takes off 15 feet from 60 feet. So now you're
Right.
receiving a 100-mile-an-hour ball at 50 to 45 feet from the plate. So yeah.
Randy Johnson automatically comes to mind when you
Yeah.
start talking about just all legs, and I mean he's already on
Yeah.
top of the plate releasing the
Oh
ball.
yeah.
You know, that poor bird. I don't know if y'all remember that.
Oh, I
That
Mark
remember
bird
that.
just
Fidrich.
flying
Yep.
across and just. I think a big
Oh,
part
that bird.
too.
I thought you meant the pitcher,
No.
Mark Fidrich. The one
No,
that, oh, you're
the
talking
bird
about the
that
one that Randy
exploded.
Johnson blew up.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I
I
remember
think a
that
big part
too.
of it too is now players are literally investments.
Yes.
You know, they're protecting their $100+ million investment. So any little, oh, my knee hurts, okay, we're shutting him down. Go get an MRI, go get everything
Right.
else, and it's none of that was happening back then. They didn't make as much money, obviously, but at the same time, like you said, they had a different mentality.
Yeah.
That mental toughness of like, I'm just going to grind it out.
Yeah.
I, the fact that Nolan Ryan never had Tommy John surgery, pitched for what 27
Right.
seasons is
Right.
insane, and pitched through, I'm sure, a lot of elbow pain and everything else, and and my best. One of the best memories of him is beating the hell out of Robin Ventura. That was that was great.
When
Old
he was
man taking
bumping
on
up
a
to charge
rookie
the
and just
mound.
like,
Yeah. Yeah. No, I think there's a lot of differences. In fact, I feel like it's almost to the point where it's almost two separate games. Like, from yesteryear and today's, like you were saying about the investments and stuff like that. That that they just went out and did it. Today they're like, wait, hang on, your nose is dripping. Let me. Maybe not today. Maybe you sit
Yeah.
down for a little bit. And your nose is dripping. So
um, that's a good point too. Just one one
yeah,
more
that's fine.
question from me anyway.
Yeah.
Kids, like I feel like today, and a lot of it is parents, but driving them to only play one sport and play it year round, mainly baseball, travel ball and everything else, 365 days a year. Number one, I personally think parents should not necessarily force their child, but encourage them to play sports, play the football, play the baseball, play, basketball, get those different types of skills in each sport. Um, but I feel like because there is so much like at a young age with the just focus on baseball, that's leading to a lot of injuries when they get into high school, college, and essentially to the pros. There's just not a lot of breaks in there where they're utilizing different muscles in a different sports, like in a different sport, area.
Yeah, no, I tell you, that's a really great point. And there's definitely an argument for being able to break that up and using different muscle groups, which, oh, by the way, will help your other muscle groups because you create that balance. Definitely, there's an argument for that. But kind of going back to what you said earlier about the investment, if you don't, starting it young and kind of getting
Hmm.
it down to that really fine art of perfection, helps you becoming your body being an investment for a major league. So I personally also would agree you would want to give those muscles a break, but maybe they're doing it in other ways to keep their bodies at that top-notch competitive state.
And I just look at it more as, mainly like with pitchers, just throwing so many
Mm-hmm.
pitches, up through growing up. And if you're playing year round, that arm's not getting a break,
Yeah.
They think it's getting a break going from being a pitcher to the outfield, but it's like you're not actually getting that rest for that
No.
pitcher, that it's, I'm gonna have to cut myself off because I can sit here and talk baseball all day long. So,
That's
um,
okay.
so if you have any other questions or anything, Angela,
Honestly, I've just got one more, and I want
Mhm.
to ask you this, and this is my to me, it's an important thing in everyone's life. There's always something that keeps you going, gets you up in the morning, motivates you on those long runs when you're so damn tired and you just want to say, screw this, I'm going to sit on the sofa. I'm not going to go work out. I'm not going to go to practice. I'm not going to go hustle. What keeps you going?
That's a fantastic question, by the way. I wish I had the answer that could actually motivate everyone else, but I can tell you that if you don't do it, you already know your answer. Yeah, if you can't, I'm a true believer of if you want to go do something, but yet you're not going to put the effort into go doing it, then you already know the answer. And what does it cost you to put that effort in? You might find out that it opens up other doors. And so I'm a big proponent of try it. It's okay if you fail. Humility and humbleness is important in character. So be like, okay, well, I tried, and people will support you in that because most people don't have the ability to try. They don't have the guts to try. And I would encourage people to just take a little step, and eventually little steps turn into big steps. And what motivates me personally when I get out there and I'm like my hip is hurting and my arm's hurting or whatever the case may be, is suck it up, Buttercup. Get out there, keep going. Um, but no, what motivates me is that, everyone tells me age is just a number, and I'm here to prove them that you're absolutely correct. It is just a number. And so that's what keeps me going and keeps me motivated. Um, Father Time is always behind us, but you can run faster. And if you run faster, the distance gets a little bit further away. He's still coming after you, but you're giving him a hard time to catch you, if that makes sense.
It does, and I'm with you 100% there. Absolutely. Age is just a number. Just keep moving.
You got to keep moving. You got to keep moving. And I've watched, I kind of go and circle back to the book. I've seen my mom and my dad, and a lot of people around me who's a bit older than me, or even at my age, they tend to kind of just sit there. And in fact, one of my videos, I put a little blanket and I said, yeah, well, most people my age tuck the blanket in, and I'm like, most people my age are ready to just sit back in the rocking chair and drink a little coffee and talk about the Joneses. No, I'm gonna be out there doing stuff because I don't want to talk about people. I want people to talk about me. So I'm gonna be out there doing things, and they're going, what the heck? That's what I want. That's what keeps me motivated.
She's at it again.
She's at it again. Doesn't she know she's 57? Yes, I do. But I'm going.
Yeah. Good. I love to hear that. Thank you for
Absolutely.
that.
I'm excited to see the whole baseball league take shape and take form and see where it's at after the draft and as things get going. I don't like the fact that nothing is going to be happening down here to be able to actually go watch it, so we'd have to go not yet anyway. But absolutely, that just means that we have a road trip, Angela.
We do.
Time to go to the Northeast.
We got a couple of road trips.
But I'm excited to see where it's going.
Me too.
And I think it's going to be really exciting, specifically if Major League Baseball 2 can come in and help to grow it. Not that it needs Major League Baseball, but I think that would be a huge stepping stone.
Be a huge benefit.
Yeah, absolutely. And and hopefully, as it progresses and the teams get selected and everything, hopefully we can have you back on to kind of talk about that experience and maybe
We'll
follow
all
you
go to a
through a
game.
season. Yeah, follow you
Let's
through a
all go to a
season
game.
and how things go,
Yeah.
and just keep in contact and hopefully
Yeah. That would be awesome.
just get the information out
That would
there.
be awesome.
Um, I really appreciate your time.
Thank you.
This has been
Absolutely.
a lot of fun. It's a lot more fun talking with somebody else than just having Angela here to talk to all the time. But again, I definitely appreciate the time. I think Angela has the contact
Yep.
info, your contact info and
Absolutely.
everything.
Absolutely. Reach out anytime. I
I'll
like
be
it.
texting
I
Hector
like
right
it.
now.
I appreciate it. And thank you so much for having me on here too.
Absolutely, it was a pleasure. So that has
For
been. Thank you a lot, DJ. And I still have to say again, as a pitcher with the last name Junk, it's great. Junk baller,
Young baller.
perfect.
I love it.
dang
But
it.
we appreciate your time. We'll get everything posted, and we'll keep you up to date on everything. Um, would love to have you on again, and hopefully we can keep in contact. And I think Angela froze,
Yeah.
but we keep in contact, and we'll definitely be in
I
touch.
love it. All right. Take care. Have a great rest of your
All right.
evening.
Thank you so much for your
You
time.
too.
Absolutely.
Bye-bye.
Bye bye. So that has been the episode for tonight. It was a pleasure having DJ on. We will keep everybody up to date on how her progress is going and look forward to having her back on. I think Angela froze. She was calling me a second ago, but as she always says, be good humans.
Thank you to our very special guest, DJ Junk. Your hosts today have been and still are Hector Barrera and Angela Tapia. This episode of Right Side Pride was produced by the ever-annotative producer Roz. Thank you for tuning in, and we will see you next time on Right Side Pride.